Okay, here we are, Righteous Savages election stream. And first off, a little bit of a side note to everybody that's out there watching us, checking us out. CNN has screwed everybody over from being able to actually stream this thing. So we're going to do some pre-game stuff, and then we are going to do a little bit of a reaction at the end once this is all over and done. So stick with me. It's going to be fun. So yeah, this is our first official live stream. So we're excited about it, and it's going to be really cool. But first, I want to hear from you guys out there. What do you think is going to happen tonight? What do you think is going to be the situation? So, I'm going to see what happens and play it by ear, because I am genuinely interested with this, with tonight's debate on what's actually going to happen with the new rules that they are doing. And I think that these new rules are really to handcuff Trump, keep him from being able to do what he normally does with a debate, and getting those jabs in at the right time, being able to talk while the other person's talking. Now, this could backfire on them, because we all know why they're doing this tonight. We all know that they are trying to protect Joe Biden from any kind of stressful situation. And this is a this is a kind of a funny thing, because they are they're very obvious about what they're doing. So check a couple of things here on the stream. I'm having some video issues, so bear with me for a second. Yeah, I'm having some video issues, so may have to change some settings here real quick, because I'm getting some cutouts. But anyways, what do you guys think is going to happen tonight? Do you think that Biden's going to crash and burn? Do you think Trump's going to be held back? Do you think that the plan to keep him subdued and not being able to answer and be his normal self? Or do you think that the opposite is true, that forcing Biden to actually talk more is going to actually backfire on the plan? And because we've seen the last couple of weeks these issues with him freezing up and not being able to complete sentences, and when he gets in a stressful situation where he's having to constantly answer questions, it's causing him to melt down. So I don't know. I really don't. So we will see, in all honesty, what's going on. So yeah, I'm going to actually back out of the stream real quick, and we're going to come back. I'm going to change some settings on the camera. I'm going to come back, finish the pregame, and then we'll get to the debate. You guys can watch the debate on CNN, on Max, and then we will have some commentary at the end, some rebuttals of what's being said, and we'll go from there. I think that this is going to be really interesting, and I still don't know which way it's going to go. I think if Trump was in his natural habitat in a normal debate, I think he wipes the floor with Biden tonight, but who knows? We have no idea. So we will see, but I'll be right back in a couple minutes. I've got to get a couple things shifted around in my my camera because I think I am having some issues with the bitrate on my camera. So give me just a moment and I'll be right back. All right, so we're back. Let's see if that works a little bit better. Sorry, I had to change a couple of things and get things squared away, but I think that's actually going to be a little bit better. Sorry, this is my first live stream, and I'm kind of learning on the fly, so I hope you guys will bear with me. It's a lot of fun doing this stuff. We have been really, really excited about what's going on with Righteous Savages. How many of you guys have responded and followed us? And right real quick before we get to the debate, if you like our content, if you want to support what we're doing and trying to activate people, activate men to be leaders in their communities, in their families, and do some tactical training, do a lot of manly stuff, go ahead and smash that like button. Subscribe to us, hit that little bell for notifications so you know when we're doing these things, and we'll hopefully be able to connect with you guys down the road. Don't be afraid to reach out to us, to message us, to leave a comment in the comment section down there. So yeah, so we are really excited about what's going on. Let's get back to this debate. So this is on the heels of, the indictment, the 34 felonies that somehow came out of a misdemeanor. Very, very interesting how the media and the left is spinning this up, because this wasn't even something that can be prosecuted at a state level. It was a state level misdemeanor, but actually the charge that it was based on was a federal offense. And so you can't actually do that in the judicial system. I don't think this is going to stand long term, but the media wanted to be able to say convicted felon. Convicted felon is the narrative that they're going to use for Trump. And it's also going to be the narrative that they use to keep him from keep them from being able to engage him. I really think this is going to be a one and done. I think they're going to try and get everything in one shot, see how Biden does tonight, but I don't think they're going to risk this again, because let's face it, Biden is not well. He is not. And we can talk about both of them and their age. Trump is not that much younger than Biden. He's 78. Biden is 81, I think, or 82. He'll be 82 by the time he gets out of office. To me, it's just insane that we're still electing people that should be in nursing homes, and that we're not allowing some younger people to be in the political process. When you look at Washington and you look at our makeup of our policymakers, a lot of the leadership is really older than my late father, who would be in his mid 70s now. It's insane that we have 80-year-olds running the country. I don't think that that's a healthy thing for us. And but it seems to be that's going to be our choice. We have a choice between two senior citizens. And I'm not saying that as a derogatory thing. I have a lot of respect for elderly people. They have a lot of wisdom. The problem is the presidency is the most stressful job in the world. And to have people that can't handle the stress, it's very obvious that Biden has to rely on his handlers way more than he should, and it's just a bad situation because we have to be able to trust and rely on our leaders. And right now, I don't know that anybody could honestly say that they trust Joe Biden. I think really it's a vote either against Trump or it's a vote for Biden. It's or for Trump. I don't think anybody's actually voting for Biden with enthusiasm. I think that everyone is either voting completely against Trump because they hate him, or they're voting for Trump because they're not insane. But I don't think there's anybody out there that is voting for Biden because they are enthusiastic about it. So what do you guys think? Do you guys think that that Trump's going to do well tonight? Do you think that he's going to have some viral moments like he did when he said, because you'd be in jail, to Hillary Clinton in 2016? That was definitely a moment that was a big deal. And I think that's why they took the crowd away. And really what's crazy is there was a Colin Rugg on Twitter or X. He actually released a statement from the Washington journalist organization that was blasting CNN because they're not even letting journalists into the room. They won't let any journalists into the room. And to me, all of these precautions or these rules really play in favor of Biden. They don't play in favor of Trump. Trump is a showman. He has been. He plays to a crowd. So they're trying to take that aspect away from him, and they're trying to make it to where it's a very dull, very droll situation. I think that, but I think this could actually backfire on them, because I think really what Trump's tactic should be is to let Biden talk as much as he can. Let him try and articulate policy. And then we don't need to actually, here's one of the mistakes that I think could happen and leading up to this debate. I think one of the things that could be a negative is focusing so much on Biden's cognitive decline, because it's obvious that he's in cognitive decline. Been around Alzheimer's patients several times in my life. I currently have a mother who has dementia, and it's very, very clear that he is suffering from something similar to that. I think it was Shane Gillis said something about, like, when he gets done with a speech, he looks like a Roomba trying to figure out where he's going. And that's true. I mean, that's funny, but it's also true. We all see it. We all have eyes, and we can see this. And whether you like Trump or not, it's very obvious that Biden is not running the country currently. And so I think that Trump's tactic really should be to sit back and let Biden try to articulate policy. Ask him about policy and let him try and articulate, because I think he's going to stumble all over himself. I think Biden's tactic is going to be to try and get Trump to get very animated and get overboard, and kind of like the first debate in 2020, where Trump came out and was really trying to addle and rattle Biden, and it didn't actually work out. He didn't look really great. I think the second debate, Trump actually won that debate because he was much more measured and much more under control or seemed under control. And a lot of times in these debates, it's really how you present yourself, because a lot of people, they don't pay attention to politics on a daily basis like some of us do. And so these debates, they draw large crowds, they draw large audiences, and they don't, but those people are the ones that kind of helicopter in, pay attention for a few minutes, and really, a lot of times, if you actually look historically, a lot of these debates, the first 30 minutes are when you have your largest viewership. So the first 30 minutes is very key in these debates. So watch that tonight, because that could be a very, very interesting dynamic to see what happens in that first 30 minutes. Now, I don't think that Trump has a single friend in the room. I think that CNN is obviously anti-Trump, and I think that they are going to play to Biden. I think you're going to hear a lot of questions about January 6th and the insurrection that wasn't even close to an insurrection, or you're going to hear about his indictment. You're going to hear about all of the negative things with Trump, and then they will serve up softballs for Biden. So really, Trump's direction of those questions is going to be key to direct it to make Biden answer questions. I would focus on the border if I was Trump. I would focus on the out of control inflation, because I just saw and I don't think anybody thinks that inflation is under control, because we all pay money for our groceries. We all buy gas. We all do all of these things. And in my own personal life, I have gotten several raises over the last couple of years, and it doesn't feel like I am. It still feels like we are still just barely scraping by. And that's not a good feeling. And I think that generally what the media is trying to tell us is, don't believe your lying eyes. I think they're trying to tell us that we should not pay attention to what we feel or what we're experiencing, but we should actually be paying attention and listening to what they're saying and what their narrative is. Because I don't think there's a single person that thinks that we're paying less for food than we were 3 years ago. I just saw a video the other day my sister sent to me that it was this guy that went back in Walmart in the app, and he found an old order from like 3 or 4 years ago that was like $120. And the app actually gives you an option to reorder the same order. So it's like, I just want to see what it is today. $126 back in, I think, 2021. It's like $400 now for the same stuff. So you can't tell me that inflation isn't real. We all go to restaurants. You know, I used to be able to feed my entire family for $30 or $40. It's $70 or $80 now, just to get a not even really a fancy meal, just a regular everyday restaurant meal. So we all feel this, and we all know what's going on. And I think those are the things that he needs to focus on tonight. Biden's obviously going to focus on the indictments, on January 6th, trying to put Trump up as this dictator, when really, when you look at the last 3 years, Biden has done more legislation from executive order than any president in modern day history. He is governed through executive action more than any president in modern history. So that in and of itself should tell you how he thinks that his power really is what matters the most. And let's also remind you guys that this is not his. How do I say this? He's not with us. He is not running the country. Other people are. Other people are writing these executive actions, and they're making him sign them. Or they're just giving him ice cream and saying, hey, sign this, we'll give you ice cream. I mean, I hate to be that person, but I see this stuff. I see him having to be led around by people. He has his wife, who I honestly, I wonder, is she maybe one of the worst people in the world to allow her husband, who is clearly in cognitive decline and really needs to be in a nursing facility or down in the villages in Florida where he can be taken care of in the way that and enjoying the later years of his life, but yet we're pumping him full of drugs, and I do believe that that's why they take these week-long prep periods to get him ready for the debate. I really think that that's just so they can get him on the right dosage of drugs so that he's alert for this hour and a half, 2 hours that he does. To me, it is absolutely crazy that we are here. But we've got basically like 4 or 5 minutes before the debate kicks off. And so we're going to go dark once the debate kicks off, and then we'll come back for some reaction on the back end and do a little bit of a rebuttal for you guys. Apologize for the technical difficulties. I think we've got those worked out at the beginning. And but to reiterate, tactics for Trump tonight: let Biden articulate policy. When you redirect to something that is hard for him to articulate. Focus on the border. Focus on crime. Focus on inflation. The things that every American is feeling, every American is frustrated with, and focus on those points. And for Biden, what he's going to try and do is he's going to try and focus on Trump the criminal, and I don't know that that's going to work. It's going to be interesting to see Trump without a crowd and to see what he does. Trump is actually a very good debater, and we'll see what happens. So just a couple more minutes and we will get rolling. It's actually I'm really, really excited to do this, and we're going to be doing a lot more live streams in the upcoming months. We may be doing some weekly live streams here before too long. So we are very, 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 very excited about this. So I really, really appreciate you guys tuning in and being a part of this and being a part of our community, because we are excited that that things are progressing faster than we had ever could have hoped to. Really quick, give a shout out to some merch. I'm wearing some of our merch. I've got the Righteous Savages OG shirt with this awesome logo in the back that's kind of cryptic camo pattern. It's awesome. It's a very, very comfortable shirt. We've got those available on our website, so get on our website if you want some merch. Really awesome. Got some hats too. We got some really awesome hats. One of the ways you could show that that you support us is through buying some of our merch. And we also have coffee. I don't actually have a bag of coffee here to show you guys. I am drinking some though. And it's really good coffee. We are really pleased with how it turned out. I have a very close friend who is a amazing roaster and world class, and he does our roast for us, and it's really good stuff. All right, we're at 7:59, so buckle up. Here we go, and I'll be taking some notes during this debate, and we'll come back, and I'll have a rebuttal here in about an hour and a half. So stay tuned, and we'll see you guys on the back end. Have a good night.